Instead of making chicken and waffles today by yourself, we're going to go ahead and make a chicken and waffle breakfast sandwich. That's right, we're going to go ahead and switch it up and make a savory breakfast, but nonetheless, it's going to be good. So first, you're going to want to go ahead and pull your chicken breast out. That's right, we're going to use chicken breast, and we're going to go ahead and put it in this saran wrap and bang it out. So you are going to need a mallet to go ahead and bang this chicken out to flatten it out. Now, if you don't have one of these, hopefully you bake in the kitchen. Maybe you have a rolling pin. You can use that. Now, if you don't have a mallet or a rolling pin, I don't know what to tell you. But you got to have something in the kitchen to be able to relieve some stress, to bake or flatten out something, okay? Now, the one thing I will recommend that you do if you do not live by yourself or do not live with people who are morning people is to flatten this chicken out the night before, because I'm telling you, it's going to be loud and you're going to wake everybody up because you out here flattening out some chicken and they're going to come in the kitchen like, what are you doing? Why are you banging? So just know before you get cussed out. So go ahead and do this the night before, or if everybody don't mind, they know you in the kitchen doing something good and being great, go ahead and bang it out. So I really couldn't be as loud as I wanted to because everybody was still asleep, but I still got the job done nonetheless. Now we're going to be dunking this chicken in this egg mixture before we bread it. So for this one piece of chicken, you only need one egg. That'll be fine. Add some milk in there and a little bit of hot sauce. Don't worry, it's not going to be too spicy, but you need a little bit to make it taste good. Go ahead and whisk that up. Set it to the side. Now, before we get to breading the chicken, let's go ahead and heat this oil up. Now, this is not just any oil. This is some duck fat, y'all. Okay? That's right. We getting fancy. Daddy has been wanting this duck fat for so long, and he has finally bought some, and we tried it, and it really does good with heat. And it's supposed to give your food more flavors. So we're going to let y'all know how it come out. And I'm going to use one big heaping tablespoon of this because I don't want this chicken to be too greasy and I don't want it to be drowning in the grease. So this is just enough. That's all you need. Moving right along. So while that duck fat is heating up, we're going to go ahead and take the chicken out of the saran wrap. Look how flat it got. That's exactly what you want. And we still got to season this thing up. So we're going to go in with some of this Szechuan seasoning that we bought not too long ago. It's pretty good. You use it on meat and it got a nice content to it, a flavor. So I'm going to use some of this. Pat those seasonings down good. And then we're going to season the other side. So I kept the seasonings on the chicken pretty simple today because it's going to go in between the waffle and I didn't want it to be too much. For the breading today, for this chicken, we had some leftover chicken fry mix. So we're going to go ahead and use the rest of that up. You know how it is when you open up a packet, you got to make sure you use it. Don't be wasting it. So to this chicken, all we're going to do is go ahead and dunk it in your egg mixture first. Look now, don't be scared to do this. Get your hands dirty because this is not one of them dishes where your hands is going to stay clean. They're going to be extra sticky and gooey because you're dealing with this bread and this egg mixture. And that's what you want. Now that you got your egg mixture on it, go ahead and put it in your breading. Just like you're making your fried chicken. It's just a wider piece of meat, okay? Make sure you get it in all the nooks and crannies. Oh, yeah. This duck fat is looking good. You see how fluid it is in the pan. It's nice and heated up. So now we're going to go ahead and drop that chicken in there. Again, I didn't want this chicken to be drowning in the grease. We're just doing a shallow fry just to get it breaded on both sides. The chicken is going to be cooked thoroughly, so don't worry. Look, this grease is hot. Do y'all see it popping in the air? I'm trying to make sure I don't get burnt. But I'm going to make sure I just keep rotating this pan back and forth. Make sure the chicken get nice and crispy on all the edges. And you can tell when it gets done because it's going to start turning brown on the edges and it's going to start shrinking up. So leave it on here for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side and then go ahead and flip it. So this chicken is done. Look at both sides. It turned out good. Don't think that you have to fry your chicken all the time and all of that grease. It turns out just fine. Let's go ahead and take this chicken out and we're going to go ahead and let it rest and sit to the side before we put it on this waffle. But first we got to cook the waffles. Don't forget about that. So I rinsed out that chicken grease and added some butter to the pan. And look at that. We're going to go ahead and cook our waffles like we normally would. Go ahead and get them nice and buttery. Now we got one big chicken breast, but 4 waffles here. So I know y'all probably wondering what these other 2 waffles is for. But just make sure you keep watching because I really don't know how we gonna cut it up yet. So we'll see. So now it's time to put this sandwich together, and this was the debate. Normally when you eat chicken and waffles, you're going to eat it with syrup, but since we're making a sandwich, I'm like, do I want it with syrup or do I want it with a sauce? I looked over, seen the Chick-fil-A sauce. I was like, you know what? I made a decision. Let's go ahead with that. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do, and we're going to let you know how it come out. Now this part you can add as much or as little as you want. Now you got this idea in your head, and then you actually have the food in front of you, and then you look at all of the pieces and try to figure out, okay, how we about to put this thing together? So the only way I could think of it was to put the waffle on top of the chicken, see how much space we had to work with, and then cut it from there. Now this extra little piece that can go on them other 2 waffles that we made. Like I said, I didn't know how we was going to do this in the beginning until now. So now you have your chicken is going to go right in the center, and then you're going to put your other piece of waffle right on top. Bam. Don't that look good? Ooh. Now everybody not going to eat this sandwich, but do you see how huge this sandwich is? This is more than enough for 1 person. 2 people can eat this, even 3 if you wanted to cut it in 4s. So go ahead and let us know if you're going to make this sandwich, have tried this sandwich before, and what you think about it. Let's go ahead and cut into it and see how it looks. And then we got to taste it, y'all. Okay, we got to taste it. Make sure you go ahead and grab your biggest knife so you can get through that chicken. Now here go the moment of truth. We're going to go ahead and taste this buttery, savory chicken sandwich. You see that chicken is done all the way through. That sauce is starting to drizzle down, and we hope we made your mouth water. And if so, hopefully you're going to try this recipe. But let's go ahead and taste it together. So let me describe this for you guys. You know how you're watching TV and you happen to stumble upon a movie that you least expected and it was so good? That's how we feel about this sandwich right now. This sandwich was delicious, and it was so unexpected this morning. Yep, y'all see that sauce dripping. Go ahead and make you one too. We'll see y'all later. Bye.